What's up, guys? It's your boy, 20K13. I'm going to talk about more decisive LeBron James give Cavaliers control of series versus Bulls. When you need to win a game like the Cleveland Cavaliers needed to win this game, you want the ball in your best player's hands as often as possible. You just don't necessarily want it lingering there too long, being cradled or bounced when it could be moved toward a teammate or towards the rim. Not even if that best player is LeBron James. That is what needed to change for Cleveland on Tuesday, and what that is what did in a 106-101 Game 5 victory. That is why the Cavaliers are primed to eliminate the Bulls on Thursday and are still serious contenders to win a championship, even with Kevin Love sidelining Kyrie Irving Harbor through the latter was still able enough to score 25 to complement James' 38. They are a legitimate threat largely because James is consistently willing to reset his approach, and he's capable of doing so from game to game or even quarter to quarter to accommodate the circumstances and reverse his regression. To grab control of this second round series, the Cavaliers needed James to loosen his grip some, at least in terms of possession time. He may love the basketball, but you can sometimes show your love by letting go. They needed him to jump the perimeter jab stepping that had led to so many off-balance, off-rhythm, off-target launches. They needed him to stop being so stationary and stagnant. They needed him to get on the move and in the post. When he got the ball from any of his teammates, he needed to get it back in the air. So that's what James did in a particular first half, one in which he made as many shots, 10 in a dozen attempts as he did in Thursday and Sunday's victory in Chicago. Prior to 6 of those shots, according to Sports BU, he possessed the ball for fewer than 2 seconds. And prior to 4 of those shots, he possessed it for between 2 and 6 seconds. He held it for 6 or more seconds prior to only 2 attempts. Compare that to the first 4 games of this series, when James possessed the ball for 6 or more seconds prior to 46.2% of his shot attempts, for between 2 and 6 seconds prior to 34.9%, and for fewer than 2 seconds just 18.9% of the time. Tuesday there was a consistent pattern of James getting to comfortable spots. All 12 of his first half shots came from the left side facing the rim, and then committing quickly without hesitation, and with considerable harm to Chicago. And I quote, "Well, I think the coaching staff did a great job of putting me in position where I could be successful," James said, a statement that should get some attention, considering all the controversy related to his comment after Game 4. "And I just try to read and react, just try to let my game be aggressive. Anytime you get some shots going early, you feel pretty good. I was able to get my jumper going. I was able to get my post-up game going early. And my attack game, just try to feed off of it. Just try to feed off of the rhythm that I had, and just try to stay in rhythm as long as I could." He never lost that rhythm, not entirely, not even as he reverted back to some of his holding habits in the second, possessing the ball for 6 or more seconds on 7 of his 12 shots, and for 2 to 6 seconds on the other 5, making just 4-12 in all. Still, he was doing so much else so well that his shooting inefficiency could be overcome. His final stat line was one of the most sterling of his playoff career. Not just the 38 points, but 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks, more on that shortly, and not a single turnover. And I quote, "Yeah," James quickly, when told of the last number, before turning more serious, no turnover. That's the first stat I always look at after the game. Just try to be efficient for my teammates as much as I was handling the ball tonight. Myself and Kyrie did not give the opposing team extra possession. That's a huge stat for myself. I never pat myself on the back ever, but I will now." It was earned, especially in light of how much more often he erred since returning to the Cavaliers. He had never averaged more than 3.3 turnovers per 36 minutes prior to averaging 3.9 this season. He entered Tuesday game averaging 4.5 per 36 minutes in the 2015 postseason, also easily the highest average of his playoff career. And I quote, "Obviously, I'm an attack guy, and I'm going to have attack turnovers, and those are the turnovers I can live with," James said. "The careless turnovers are the ones I can't live with. So tonight I was attacking. I got to my spot. My guys helped me get to my spot, and it allowed us to have a very effective game. To be able to shoot 50% against a Bulls defense, against a tier defense, very impressive. Very important too, because James is handling a larger load, though not as much larger as in Games 3 and 4. When Irving was more limited, first by a strained foot and then by a sore knee, Irving had been stroking some behind the scenes, especially prior to David Black's disclosure of his injury. After an explanation for why Derrick Rose had been outplaying him, Tuesday, however, Cavaliers officials were more confident that Irving could contribute, especially after seeing him in better spirit at shoot-around. And I quote, "This morning felt really good," Irving said. "I got out of bed, walking around, and I was like, this is going to be a great day. I could feel it." He felt good, and then he looked good in a pregame workout, showing some lift in his legs. More than anything, he needed to leap over some physical hurdles. And I quote, "This has been the biggest mental challenge of my career this far, because I want to do more," Irving said, "and I want to be that guy for my teammates as well as for LeBron. We built a dynamic of being able to play off one another extremely well, with other guys spacing the floor, and when we need a bucket, it's me or LeBron, and we take it upon ourselves to do that. They couldn't exactly alternate as they accustomed since," as Irving said. "Run, screen, and roll. I can't necessarily push off and get around like I'm used to, but Irving, while trying to hide at time on defense, did hit some difficult layup using angle he learned during the Meekin drill, taking something off when he spun the ball off his finger. He did find enough open space to sink three-pointers. He did take his share of the playmaking, or at least ball moving responsibility, with more touches, 90 to 84, and passes, 65 to 48, than James. He did give James enough assistance." And I quote, "I just commend him for putting us on his back and us feeding off his energy and being ready to shoot off his drive," Irving said. That energy extended to the other end, specifically on a chase down block of Rose, one of the 15 shots Rose missed, in 17 attempts after a 5 of 7 start. That came with the Bulls trailing 101-99 with 48.8 seconds remaining. And I quote, "I think that was the play where I drove," James said. "Amon Shepard hit me on the left wing, and I drove middle and kicked it to Kyrie for the jumper, and it hit off the front rim, right to D-Rose's hand. And with them being down 2, I felt like he was going to try to take off, and he did that. Just try to take off and try to get a bucket. It would have allowed them to have a 2-for-1 to get that bucket. So just not giving up on the play. Matthew Dellavedova did a great job of keeping his body in front of D-Rose, just not giving him an angle to the rim, and I actually once he shot it, I knew I was going to be able to get the block. I didn't even try to pat it, like I'm accustomed to doing. I tried to just tap it a little bit so I can get the ball, but it didn't work out that way. But it was just a saved possession and a preserved lead. He didn't get to keep the ball at that time, but that's okay. He had a plenty of other time, and then he didn't, and that worked out rather well. To have but not to hold. From this Tuesday tip-off forward, for better for the Cavaliers, for worse for the Bulls. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.